2001, 2008, 2014, they were offered a state, or 95% or more of Judea and Samaria, half of Jerusalem, and parts of Israel proper to make it 100% landmass. And they turned it down every time and went to war. So, what do you mean they want a state? I asked Omer, I said, you offered this crazy thing. You gave 97% of Judea and Samaria, 3% of Israel, half of Jerusalem. Why did you do such a thing? And what happened? I didn't see a response. I said to him back then. He said, Abbas told me, I won't sign anything. Omer told me this. I won't sign anything that says, no further claims, and I accept Israel as a Jewish state. And even Omer said, well, how can Israel, we make a deal with you if you won't say it's over? No more claims, it's finished. And he said, I'm not doing it. So they don't want a state unless they have no obligations. Give them a state for free, they'll take it. And they were offered a state, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, 1937, the Appeal Commission, they were offered 95% of Judea and Samaria, of the rest of Palestine. The Jews would get 5, they said no. 47-48, the UN Resolution 181, essentially offered half of the rest of Palestine. When I say the rest of Palestine, because Jordan is 80% of original Palestine. The Balfour Declaration included all of Jordan. 50-50, essentially, in Resolution 181, it was actually 54-46, the Arabs got 46. And of course, we all know they said no, and they had 6 Arab countries invade Israel to destroy it. So they've been offered a state time and again, they don't want a state. And how about from 48 to 67, when they controlled all of Judea and Samaria, Gaza, Eastern Jerusalem, the Sinai? They had it all. Did they establish a state? Did the Palestinian Arabs start hijacking Jordanian planes and Egyptian planes saying we want our state? No, because the state is not what they want. It's Israel's destruction. That's why nothing works. And that's why nothing will work. That's why no matter what brilliant peace plan is being offered, they will never accept it, because they will not accept under these conditions a Jewish state. And even if they had a state, I mean, that will make them lovely. That will give them more power. Syria has a state, Iran has a state, North Korea has a state. Are they lovely because they have sovereignty? No. A state will only give them more power to promote their hideous and disgraceful agenda. By the way, here's more proof that they're not in a so-called two-state solution. This is the emblem Abbas has commissioned. You see, this is the shape of all of Israel, Judea and Samaria, and Gaza, and it has a keffiyeh over all of it. Not just over within the 67 line. The keffiyeh could be, potentially, in all of Judea and Samaria, Eastern Jerusalem, and Gaza. But it's over everything. And there's a picture of their hero, Arafat, the killer, with the Kalashnikov rifle. Is this the emblem that an entity would commission who wants peace with the Jewish state, who supports Israel as a state? What more proof do you need than this? Why doesn't the Israeli leadership just hold this up and say, until this has gotten rid of, we have nothing to say to you? This is ridiculous. That's what the situation is. That's why nothing works. And that's why it's a disgrace that AIPAC and AJ Committee and ADL all say we support a two-state solution. Why do they want another terrorist state on Israel's longest border? As bad as it is, it'll be worse with the Palestinian Arab terrorist state. They'll be able to bring in heavy weaponry, sign agreements with other countries. The cross-border terrorism increased dramatically coming into Israel. It really could be a disaster. So, I urge all of you to join a pro-Israel group that represents your opinion, to strengthen them. You should write short letters to Congress every month or two, 2 or 3 sentences about issues that are important to you about Israel. Write letters to newspapers. Write letters to Jewish organizational heads. Tell them what you think they should be doing and why you're upset about things they're doing that you know about that you don't like. Urge your rabbis to speak out about these issues. We need sermons about these types of issues. Those are among the things you can do. But I will end by saying, we Jews have experienced extraordinary miracles over the thousands of years that we've been in existence. Incredible miracles we never could have foreseen. And I believe there's more miracles in store that we can't even begin to foresee that will make the situation better. Who would have believed that even though Israel was the David, and the huge Arab world was the Goliath, that Israel would win the wars in 48, 56, 67, 73 was a miracle. Who would have believed that Israel, which began with 600,000 Jews in 48, now has almost 7 million Jews in Israel? It's a miracle. Who would have believed that Israel would have made the desert bloom. And just as the Torah, the Holy Bible, promised, the Holy Land will remain barren until the Jews return. And that's what happened. Think of what the Torah says. How can a human being write, it'll remain barren until the Jews return? Because if it doesn't remain barren and things grow nicely, then you can throw the whole Bible out the window. But only Hashem, God, who controls history, can write this. He controls what will happen. And that's exactly what has happened. Even in Gaza, when the Jews moved to Gaza, the Arabs told the Jews, don't try to do farms and flowers and nothing grows here. Forget about it. The Jews planted. They had the most extraordinary fruits and vegetables and flowers in all of Israel. Everything bloomed like crazy because the Jews came there and God gave his blessing to the land through the Jews. These are such miracles. It's really enough to make you keep Shabbos, like tefillin, keep kashrut, marry only Jews, because this is the proof that the Torah is true. Humans wouldn't, if I'm writing the Bible, I don't say, it'll remain barren until the Jews come back. My committee who's writing would say, hey, be careful there, it doesn't happen, I'll throw it out the window. I would say, you're right, erase that. Can't say it. Hashem, he can say it. Because he knows, he can make sure that that's what will happen. And who would have believed that Israel would have gone from the agrarian economy to become one of the world's leaders in microchips and other high-tech areas? One of the top